G. So this is your teacher Haris Bhatt, and you are seeing my YouTube channel, Learn Accounting with Sir Haris. I'm back with a bang again. Right, right. Yes, today I'm going to solve the paper of May-June 2025, variant 22, 9706, which is going to be released on 12th of 12th of August. And obviously today is not 12th of August. Today is 8th August. So I got the paper. I'm very thankful to Sir Peter and all those teachers who oversees my students or overseas teachers. They are a great power behind me. And inshallah, I will discuss that matter all the way through in my next video. So I'm going to upload this. And the first question, AS Accounting. This is the first question from AS Accounting. Inshallah, I will solve it tomorrow. Right. And today, currently, I'm going to solve it. A question of, and I will upload it right now. So I waited that somebody will, will do it for me, but didn't happen actually. So let's go for it. The question number 2 first, because it's a smaller one. The first question is from company accounts with statement of changes in equity with reversal. I will solve it inshallah at night. Virat prepared the trial balance at 28th February, the end of his financial year. However, the totals did not agree. Control accounts are not maintained by the business. A check of the entries in the books of account revealed the following errors. So let's pass the rectifying entries, and then we are going to prepare the effect on profit or suspense account, whatever is going to be required in the question. Having said this, remember that I have paper 3 and paper 4 also, but this time I waited that maybe somebody other than me in the world will go for it. Didn't happen, unfortunately. So let's meet the criteria. Let's play with the Cambridge as discussed earlier. Inshallah, I'll upload the October-November guess as soon as possible according to the feedback and the love and affection from your side, because that matters to me the most. Remember this. Your respect and honor matters to me the most, right? And that is the motivational power behind me. So let's solve the question first. Inshallah, I will upload the other questions also in the same manner. So Virat prepared the trial balance at 28th February, the end of the financial year. However, the total did not agree. And remember that you will get your marked papers this time in your exams. Yes, there's a My Cambridge app, and you will get your marked papers of every subject on your own. And you can see those papers, but they will be raw marks. Then the marks will be adjusted, and then you will get your grade. And sales invoice 80 had been debited in the account of Rafiq instead of Drive, right? So sales means that there is going to be a credit sale. We have had been debited to the account of Rafiq instead of Raf. So you have basically, you are supposed to debited Raf, but you have debited Rafiq. So now what you are going to go for the rectifying entry, that is going to be Raf debit, and say Rafiq is going to be credit. Thank God that we have seeing some Pakistani name now in the Cambridge section. So instead of Raf, we have to debit Raf, but we have debited Rafiq. We should have gone for the entry Raf to sales, but we have gone for the entry Rafiq to sales. Now Raf to Rafiq is the answer. Credit note 170 received from P Limited had been correctly recorded in the books of prime entry, but had not been posted to the personal account. Always remember that debit note received means that you are issuing credit note. Credit note received means that you are issuing debit note. So credit note 170 received means that you are issuing debit note, and issuance of debit note means that you are going for a purchase return. Why, sir? Because credit note and debit note are used for the return of goods. And there are only two types of return, purchase return and sales return. So you have to think that this entry regarding P Limited is for purchase return or sales return. Because we are receiving credit note, we are issuing debit note. So this is the entry for purchase return. So entry is going to be in the books and had not been posted to the personal account. Had been correctly recorded in the books of prime entry, but had not been posted to the personal account. So we have not debited P Limited. So what I'm going to do, I will debit P Limited, and suspense is going to be credit. How come, sir? As I discussed with you again, that credit note received means that we are issuing debit note. So the entry should have been P debit and purchase return credit. So we have credited purchase return, but we have not debited the P Limited account. So P Limited is going to be debited, and suspense is going to be credited by the amount of 80. So let me write the amount of 80 also, because amount is must to be written. And the question examiner has asked us to pass the rectifying entries actually. So we are going for rectifying entries. We are solving it in the same manner. Okay. No record has been kept of goods taken by Virat for personal use valued at cost 330. So that is goods drawing, and you will pass, this is error of omission. You will pass the entry drawings to purchases. The first entry, that is the error of commission. Second is the basically suspense, and the drawing to purchases, that is going to be the error of omission, that you have gone for goods drawing, but you have not passed the entry. So drawings debit and purchases credit 330 and 330. Okay. Next is total of the discount received column in the cash book 97 had been debited to the discount allowed account as 79. So discount received is an income. It is going to be credited by 97. But instead of crediting by 97, we have debited discount allowed by 79. So let's go for the whole way. We should have debited, correct entry, which should have been that we will credit discount received by 97. But instead of crediting discount received, we have not credited discount received, we have debited discount allowed with 79. So now let's go for the rectifying entry. Discount allowed is wrongly debited. It is going to be credited by the full amount, 79. Discount received is not recorded. It will be recorded on the same side with the amount which is required, that is 97. And suspense is going to be debit with the total of this amount. So let me calculate the total. 79 plus 97, that is 176. So 176 is the suspense account. No. Wrong, beta. This is wrong. This is not going to be the transposition error. It is transposition error, but remember that the transposition error is only the digits, change in the digits, rotates with each other. But this is that the account is also wrong. See, discount received should be credited by 97, but we have debited 79 to discount allowed. So discount allowed is wrongly debited, it is credited. Discount received is going to be recorded on the same side, and suspense is going to be debited with the double amount or total. No entries had been made to record the receipt of 370 from Abdul, a credit customer. The balance of his account had been written off in 2024. So this is going to be the basically bad debts recovered, irrecoverable debts which has been recovered, right? Recovery of bad debts. So no entry we have made for the receipt from Abdul, a credit customer. The balance of his account had been written off in 2024. This balance was already written off back in 2024. In the previous year, it has already written off as bad debts. But now it has come and he has paid the amount of 370. So entry is going to be bank debit or cash. You can write 370. And bad debts recovered is going to be, or irrecoverable debts recovered is going to be the entry for 370. Why, sir? Because of the reason, remember this, that already that trade receivable is already closed with the name bad debts. Abdul is not showing as a trade receivable in my books. So we can't credit Abdul. We can't pass the entry bank to Abdul because Abdul is already written off as bad debts. So the entry is going to be bank debit and bad debts recovered as an income or an contra expense account is going to be credit. So the entry is bad debts debit, May, June 2025-22. Prepare journal entries to correct the error. Narratives are not required. We are done with that. Now, before the errors were corrected, a draft statement of profit and loss for the year ended 28th February had been prepared, showing a draft profit for the year 37320. Calculate the revised figure for the profit. You must be very, I'm going to tell you, the teachers also, that some of the teachers used to ask us, said that if we are going to for bad debts recovered, we should go for 2 entries. No, this is not compulsory. You can go for only 1 entry. As in this case, because they are asking for entries, we have to prepare for the point number 5, which is 1 entry, bank to bad debts recovered. And the marks are assigned in the same manner. Because if you talk about the marks, let me see. Okay, marks are not given here. Here is given. 8 marks are there. So entries 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are going to be the entries and marks are 8. So how the 5 entries are going to be awarded the 8 marks, you can easily assess with this, that the 5th entry will be the, yes, bad debts. That is for the bad debts recovered, and it carries obviously more marks than the other entries. 3 is also given. Okay. Now let's move forward and go for the corrected profit. I'll do it on the same page. Now you will see that if any expense is debited, it will decrease profit. Any income statement account, statement of profit and loss account, if that debited, it will decrease profit. and it is going to be credited, it will increase profit. Any account with the name which comes in the income statement, if it is debited in the rectifying entry, it will decrease profit. And if it is credited in the rectifying entry, it will increase profit. So drawing to purchases. Purchases are credited 330. So profit will increase. It's an income statement account, 330. Goods drawing. I'll write here. I can write here goods drawing. And the amount is going to be added here, 330, 330. Why, sir? Because purchases are credited means that purchases are decreasing. So decrease in expense is going to be added in because it will increase profit eventually. Now let's go back. In first entry, there is no income and expense account. Second, no income and expense account. Third, purchases. Then discount allowed and discount received. One is expense and one is income. But for both, because these both comes in the income statement and statement of profit and loss, profit will increase by these amounts for discount allowed and discount received. So you can write here discount allowed, that is going to be 79, and discount received, that is going to be 97. So 79 and 97. Okay, let's move forward. That is going to be the bad debts recovered now. Because bad debts recovered is an income and we have given it a credit. So credit means that if any account which comes in the income statement is going to be credit, it will increase profit. So profit will increase by 370. So let me write here. Bad debts recovered. Bad debts recovered. We'll write here 370. Okay. Now I will add them up. I will get the profit for the corrected profit for the year. So 37320 plus 330 plus 79 plus 97 and plus 370. So that is 38196. 38196 is going to be the corrected profit. 38196 is going to be the corrected profit for the year. I hope there is no problem in this. It's quite easy, quite understandable. I don't think so there will be any problem regarding the calculation for this. Let me calculate it again. 37320 plus 330 because purchases are credited, plus 79 plus 97 and plus 370. Okay. Let's move forward. 5 marks are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the answers. So we are done with that. Next, explain why an error of principle would have no effect on the agreement of the trial balance totals. Because the error of principle states that correct amount is entered on the correct side, but the class of account is different. Correct amount is entered on the correct side, but in a different class of account. For example, capital expenditure is treated as revenue expenditure, or revenue expenditure is treated as capital expenditure. Furniture sold for cash. So furniture is going to be credited as a decrease, but we have credited sales wrongly. So that is the error of principle, because you have broken the rule of accounting. That is the principle of accounting, that if asset is sold or purchased, we will debit asset with the name of the asset account. But here we haven't used the name. We have used basically, we have used the amount, the expense or income account. So capital expenditure is treated as revenue, or revenue expenditure is treated as capital expenditure. So please subscribe my channel and wait for the next videos. Subscribe my channel right now. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook so that you can get the next video, inshallah ta'ala, for the solution of question number 1, 3, and 5 and 4. Sorry. Thank you very much. Take care. Feel free to ask me any question. My number is 0333 471 2897. Thank you very much. And inshallah ta'ala, I will be uploading the other